Video games. Love them or hate them, we all know what they are. Now, gamers have been around for centuries at this point, and the World Health Organization has finally decided to take their first strike at the gaming community with the classification of gaming disorder as a real thing. Now, I'm not part of the gaming community. I don't play games that often. So I thought I'd like to get an inner perspective on people who do play games, or see if the World Health Organization has any merit behind their attacks, or if gamers are just gaming.
Last year, the World Health Organization declared gaming disorder a disease.
They've actually done studies that show that the same pleasure centers are activated in the brain when you play video games as when you do drugs.
They stop participating in sports. They're not doing other things that they used to be doing.
And he says if parents aren't watching closely, gaming addicts' content starts shifting to unhealthy things like anime porn.
First stop is with my boy Noah here, and I don't know this man. He made a video making quite a bold claim that gaming addiction isn't real, and so far, I'm not so convinced. Chrissy and Random Old Man make pretty good points there. Drug addiction and gaming, maybe they are pretty similar, if they're reacting to the same things in the brain. That makes sense to me.
After all, the two biggest handbooks that we have, the DSM-5 and the ICD-11, both have some mention of gaming disorder or internet gaming disorder in them. I don't know, maybe it's a real thing. Maybe it's a real thing.
No, you just dug your own grave. Now I have doubt in my mind. Maybe it is a real thing. You just gave me the idea that it is a real thing. Also, what the fuck is that purple thing on your shirt? Is that the anime porn they were talking about earlier?
There was a period right outside of high school, for example, where for about 2 weeks I did nothing but play Final Fantasy XII. I didn't go to work, I barely ate.
Okay, it's a wrap, we're out. He's a Final Fantasy user. Final Fantasy user alert. We're out. So now we move on to the other side of the argument. That gaming disorder is a real thing, and it is a disease, and you should go to therapy for it. Now I know what you're saying right now, you're like, what the fuck? That was only one side. You gave one video for gamers to defend themselves. Okay, relax. We'll visit the comments of this video. I'm sure there's gamers that watch YouTube and are ticked off about this.
New alert from the World Health Organization about video game addiction. The organization is now designating gaming disorder as a mental health condition. ABC's Deborah Roberts is here with more. Good morning, Deborah.
Good morning, Michael. And this is a move that has stunned many in and out of the medical community. Some saying it's about time we recognize the intense pull of video games, given the science that shows there could be some addictive nature to them. But others are wondering whether disorder is going a little too far. They're everywhere. On your TV, your computer, even on your phone. But while video games seem close to becoming our new national pastime, this morning the World Health Organization raising a red flag. For the first time adding gaming disorder to their list of addictive activities, likening it to substance abuse and gambling disorders.
Now, after watching that video, I think it's proper to move on to the World Health Organization article and how they talk about gaming disorder and its place in society. Our first question, what is gaming disorder? So basically the gist of the article, it says gaming disorder is when gaming gets to a point where it affects your family life, outside activities, jobs, stuff like that, to a great degree. So say you're indoors playing video games 12, 13 hours a day, not getting outside, not talking to the family members. With all that being said, what gamer doesn't do that? The whole gaming community is based around people who sit in their house for 12 plus hours a day, playing the same game every day. So I think the next statement that's followed up by this makes perfect sense. If I'm reading this correctly, the World Health Organization then goes on to say, all people who engage in gaming should be worried about gaming disorder. So, I don't know, it's pretty damning evidence. Gamers, the ball is in your court. But first, before I put the ball in your court, we want to talk to a real-life individual who was afflicted by gaming disorder.
Chris Davis, a dad of 4, saying he was addicted to video games, at one point spending up to 18 hours a day playing in his basement. After therapy and a 90-day detox, Davis is now in recovery, saying learning to set boundaries helped him save his family.
I'm a year better, a father, more involved in my marriage. It's been a good year, and here's looking forward to the next.
See, this is what I hate about gamers. 18 hours a day in his basement. Look at the kids he has. But look, now he's presented as world's greatest father after he goes to physical therapy or mental therapy, gaming therapy. Well, his name may suck, but Chris presents a great opportunity to show that gaming disorder is a real thing and that it's not just a thing made up by lamestream media to get a rise out of gamers. But you know, I've had my fun. I've given the World Health Organization a platform. And you know, I wasn't too fair to gamers, so you know, I'm gonna give them the comments section and see what they have to say. So, you know, Joe here goes on to say, video games are the only reason I haven't killed myself. Well, you know, Joe, I think you got some other things going on in your life maybe that you should take care of, go to the doctor's visit, get a prescription or something, because that sounds like you're depressed. Okay, so now I think we have the first truly legitimate point brought up by the gaming community with our friend Isis here. You know, Isis goes on and says, my goodness, this is ridiculous. The solution is balance. It's not a disorder. Stop trying to make this nation disabled. P.S. Why don't they talk about real issues like pornography and how that is sickness and an addiction? Great point there, Isis, but I don't know if I can take you seriously for reasons that don't need to be said. Alright, now that you've got the comment section out of the way, I think the final and most logical place to visit is one of my favorite websites, Quora. Let's see what the users of Quora have to say about this. I think the final argument that should be made is found on Quora, and it's by this user named Forge of Empires, and he goes on to say, I played this game for 3 minutes and now I'm hooked. Lead your own empire from the Stone Age to the Space Age in this award-winning strategy game. 3 minutes and now he's hooked? I think that's pretty damning evidence that gaming addiction is a real thing. And I think that's the end of this video. We proved our point. Gaming addiction is real, that games should most likely be kept away from small children, and that most gamers are afflicted by this disease. But you know, after all this evidence, you still don't believe me. I think we have to visit our good friend at GMCD2 with the most damning evidence of the entire video. Dang it, I was on the computer for an hour. Now I have cancer.